In this session we will talk about menu 6, which is alarm duration timers, and menu 7, which is global system definitions. To enter the installer programming mode, we'll press the Alt key, go to menu 9, and the right arrow key we'll enter installation programming, and we'll enter the default installer code 172839. Now we'll go to menu 6. So I'll type in 06, or I could use the up and down arrows to get there also, which is alarm cutoff timers. I'll hit the right arrow key to enter into that selection, and here we have 12 cutoff timers, and they're listed for burglar, fire, medical, police, carbon dioxide, emergency, freeze, gas, heat, water, auxiliary 1 and auxiliary 2. And we access these through using the up and down arrow. You can see the cutoff time is displayed here. What the cutoff time is when the alarm is triggered, this is the amount of time that the alarm will run before it automatically turns off and recycles, waiting for another trip. So we can go up to cutoff timer number 12. If I type in 01, it'll take us back to the burg. If I hit the right arrow key, we'll go over to the cursor under the first part of the number of seconds here, and the range is from 000 seconds. That means the cutoff timer will never cut off, and the maximum range here is 65,535 seconds, and that's upwards of 14-15 hours, something like that. But this is always expressed in seconds, not in minutes. So as we back up here, the default time for all these settings when we default the control is 600 seconds. That's 10 minutes for all the various timers down through here. Okay, what we're going to do now, we'll back to our main menu, and we'll move up to global system definitions. Now these are definitions that affect all areas and all zones throughout the system. The global system definitions. We hit the right arrow key to enter into that, and the first option here is the telephone remote control. Now what this is, it enables us to have the telephone connected to the system to also remote control the system. The first setting here, the default setting, is 0, which turns off the telephone remote control. The next setting up allows the inside telephones that are connected to the M1 to have control over the system. And the next option, which is a number 2 option, allows inside and outside telephones to control the M1. And that'll circle back around to no telephone remote control at all with a value of 0. Now we'll back up there, and we'll back up to the selector here and go to the next selection. This is the 12-hour time display. If it's set to yes, then we'll be displaying the time from 1 to 12 hours, then with AM and PM. If we select no here, it will be in 24-hour military time. The next selection here is the way we display the date. The alternate here is the day before the month when the date is displayed. If we answer yes to this. Otherwise, we will display the date as the month, then the day, which is the normal way of displaying it in the United States. The next option here is display the temperature in Celsius. If we answer yes to this, otherwise it will be displayed in Fahrenheit. Next option here is daylight savings time. If we answer yes to this, then the real-time clock on the M1 will automatically set daylight savings time. The next option here is how long the fast loop response is. This is set in milliseconds. In this case it's 40 milliseconds, or 40 thousandths of a second. That's a normal good time for loops that you want a fast response to. The next setting here is the slow loop response. This is your normal doors and windows that you want to make sure you don't have false alarms from. So 400 milliseconds is a good time setting here. This can go up to 2,550 milliseconds, or 2.5 seconds. The next option here is on any zones that are set as cross zones, can those zones self-verify themselves? In other words, if a motion detector trips and restores, can it trip again within the cross zone time and cause an alarm? If you answer yes, it can. And this is the cross zone verify time. Right now it's set for 30 seconds. This can be set up to 255 seconds. The longer the time here, the more time you're allowing a second zone in a cross zone pool to trip an alarm. And the next option is Audible Troubles, like low battery, fire troubles, and so forth. If you want the keypads to beep whenever one of those troubles are triggered, you answer yes to Audible Troubles. The next option here is 6-digit user code. The default is a 4-digit user code, but you can have higher security by selecting this to a yes and get a 6-digit user code. The next option here is the wrong code lockout. It defaults to 99 digits, which means it will never lock out if you set this to 99. If you would want the keypad to lock out for 60 seconds after wrong codes are entered, or wrong digits are entered in this case, it will lock out. I would not set it less than 13 digits on the lockout, because anything less than that you can accidentally lock yourself out for 60 seconds. The next option here is the common areas. If you're using common areas, area 1, like in a doctor's office arrangement where you have multiple doctors and one foyer area. Area 1 will be your common waiting room area, and you can have other common areas to that. If we move the cursor over here, we can have like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These common areas that are common to area 1, and all these must be armed up before area 1 can be armed up. And you can also press the button and it will take them away. Hit the Alt key to back up to our selection here, and we'll go to the next option. In this option, it changes the Yelp siren on outputs 1 and 2 to industrial buzzer sound if you answer yes to this option. We go to the next option here, and this is the starting alarm volume on output 1. We have adjustable alarm volumes on output 1, which output 1 is a voice and siren output. So when the alarm goes off or siren goes off, we can set the starting volume level. So if it's a false alarm, you can start at a low level, and then about every 10 seconds it will step up to the next volume level. And the next option here is the output 1 maximum siren volume level. This is how loud you want to make it. And 7 is the maximum level. If you want the inside sirens to not go quite that, you can lower this value down. The next option here is the output 1 maximum voice alarm volume. This is when it's saying the voice alarm messages. This is the maximum